What's going on? My name is FreeRunnerX10 and welcome to a brand new Battlefield 1 video. Today I thought I'd talk about the melee system in Battlefield 1. Now, in Battlefield 1, melee is a huge part of the game. Most of the time you'll be encountering a lot of players in a close quarters environment and it's better to melee them than it is to shoot. But in some cases this melee system is kind of bullshit. Now let's talk about the previous Battlefield game so you have an idea of how the melee system used to work. We'll go back as far as Battlefield 3. So in Battlefield 3, if you knife someone from behind, you would lock them into an animation where they couldn't do anything, you would stab them and steal their dog tags. However, if you were to knife them in the front, it would take like 2 to 3 hits and there would be no animation, so they could freely shoot you as much as they want. However, in Battlefield 4, they slightly changed this system. So when you went to someone to knife them at the front, it would now do an animation which the enemy player had an opportunity to try and counter it by pressing the F button. However, if you knife them from behind, it would put them in an animation that they couldn't get out of. Now in Battlefield 1, melee is basically a huge part of the game. It's a completely different experience from past Battlefield games. You've got bayonet charges, you've got a variety of different melee weapons that have different animations, different feels, and basically are a lot of fun to use. However, that fun sort of dries up very quickly when you realize that this melee system is kind of awkward. So I'll give you this scenario. If you and another guy are in a room, you're shooting at each other, say you lay 4 to 5 bullets in the guy and he's basically 10 HP, he's basically dead. One shot, he's dead. If he presses F, he locks you into an animation that you can't do anything about, which is absolutely the most frustrating thing. So you're locked in this animation and he kills you when he's got like 10 HP and there's nothing you can do about it. Now when it comes down to this close quarters melee combat situation, I feel absolutely scummy when I do it to people. I've been on both the receiving end of this and on the giving end, and yeah, when you actually do this to someone you feel like you are the scum of the earth and you've basically just abused a bug in order to get a free kill. Now it's really annoying that when you actually lay 4 to 5 shots on someone and drop them down to 20 to 10 HP, that they can just literally press F and you can't do anything about it. I suggest that they implement a system where you can actually counter this. So if you get someone down to 22 HP and they press F on you, you can press F to counter that and basically counter their melee attack and kill them. Or another example of how this could be sort of combated is if you shot them 4 to 5 times, they come in for the animation, you can actually carry on shooting them and they die and you walk away from it, or you both trade. In other words, you kill that person by shooting them and they manage to hit you and kill you with a fatal blow to the head. That would be interesting to see. Right now, as of right now, the system is kind of a little bit flawed and very annoying. It's basically whoever presses F first in a close quarters combat fight wins. Now with Battlefield 1, there's more physicality to the melee system, and with this melee system they've allowed certain classes to do bayonet charges. So the assault class has a bayonet, the medic class has a bayonet, and the recon/sniper class has a bayonet. And basically you can hold the shift button to sprint, press F, you'll have a little stamina circle meter, and you bayonet charge someone, left click, it activates the animation, and then you kill that person. Now you can only bayonet one person at a time. After you've done a bayonet charge, your stamina and sprint bar is basically stopped. You have to wait a while in order to get your stamina back, and then you can sprint wherever you want to after like 5 or 6 seconds. So in Battlefield 1 you'd think that these bayonet charges would be flawless, that they'd work perfectly, but you'd be wrong. Now when you actually get into the beta and you start playing and start bayonet charging people, you feel like it's a fun experience and it's well balanced and it works really well. However, if you start bayoneting people more frequently, you'll notice that it does have some fundamental flaws. That being that you could bayonet charge someone who's straight in front of you, click to do the animation, and you will run past, at which point the enemy that you're bayonet charging will turn around, press F, and will lock you in an animation where you will die. And it's kind of weird. I've seen this happen to various different enemy soldiers charging friendly infantry. I've got an example of that right now. And also it's happened to myself in a previous clip where I was in a room running around trying to bayonet someone and it wouldn't do the animation. So that's kind of really odd that it doesn't do it. It's kind of weird that the movement with bayoneting is very stiff. You can only move a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. And in certain circumstances you should be able to bayonet people, but for some reason you can't because it will not let you, and I don't know why it does this, and it's really frustrating. So that's kind of my thoughts and opinions on the Battlefield 1 melee system with bayonet charging and just overall the melee system in general. Obviously this is open beta, so this build is probably from a couple of months ago. It's probably a very old build by now, and maybe they have changed a few things and fixed a few things and maybe everything works perfectly, but we'll only know that when the game releases on October the 21st. And yeah, I feel like the melee system could be one of the best melee systems in any first person shooter. Just needs a bit of tweaking and making sure that people can't get away with just pressing a button to avoid a fight and basically just win it hands down. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you on the battlefield.